guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a prom makeup tutorial, or any special occasion you could totally use this. Yesterday I created a poll on Twitter asking you guys what you would wear to prom. I gave a few options and this was by far the most popular, so I thought I would do this first. It's a soft romantic makeup look. This is for the ladies out there who, for the special occasion, they just want to kind of look like a better version of themselves, a really natural soft look, nothing too crazy, but also look like really pretty and feel like a princess in a way. That's what this look reminds me of a little bit, just like a classic princessy fairy tale type of makeup look. So this will be the first of a few prom makeup looks that I will post this week, so hopefully you guys like them and have something to look forward to. Before we get into the tutorial, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. If you're already subscribed, please hit the notification bell. That just means you'll be notified when I upload. Also, this is the last week to enter my giveaway. It closes on the 29th, which is Saturday, so if you haven't entered that already, I will link it down below. Be sure to check that out if you haven't. So yeah, if you guys want to see how I got this really soft, romantic look, perfect for prom or again, any special occasion, then just keep watching. Do you guys like my cat ears? I love this headband. I use it all the time. It's like so cute. I got it on Amazon for Christmas. I'll link it down below if you guys are interested, but I just think it's so fun. So, okay, so I did do my brows and it's not a drugstore item. I used the Anastasia Brow Wiz, but then I set them with a clear mascara. It's really dirty now. It works great as a brow gel, so that's all I've done so far. Let's prep the skin a little bit and then we'll do eyes first, just in case there's any fallout. Even though this isn't going to be a super dramatic eye look, it's always good to play it safe. Also, another tip, whenever you're doing special occasion makeup or hair, it's good to wear a shirt that buttons down. That way you don't risk the smearing of the face or ruining your hair when you take off your top to put on your dress later. So I'm wearing a button up. So I'm just going to spray my face with this Mario Badescu facial spray. Obviously my skin has been washed. I put lotion on as well. So do your normal skincare routine. Make sure your skin is nice and clean for makeup. And yeah, let's get into the eyes. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Maybelline Fit Me Fair Concealer. And this is going to act as our eyeshadow base. So you don't need too much. I'm just going to take a concealer brush. I'm going to blend that all the way across my lid up to my brows, and also use it to kind of clean up my brows as well, just moving it along the base. And I'll take the extra and put it over top of my brows as well. Also, make sure that you drag your concealer into this inner corner here, because sometimes after you put eyeshadow on, it's hard to conceal that area. At least that's what I found. So if you drag it in this inner corner here, everything else will kind of blend and look a little more seamless later on. For eyeshadow today, this is the Morphe 25B palette. This is a palette that's sold out a couple times, but I believe it's back in stock now. I will link it down below. Morphe is not technically drugstore, but their eyeshadows and eyeshadow palettes are really affordable, so I thought that I would use this today. I think it's a beautiful palette, so I'm going to go ahead and take this shade right here and just put it all over my lid to set that concealer all the way up to my brow bone. Next, I'm going to go into this shade right here as my transition shade, so all you'll need is like a fluffy brush for this. I'm just going to run that through the crease and kind of blend it up towards the brow bone as a transition shade. Next, I'm going to take this shade right here, right next to that pink shade. We're just going to run this through the crease to add a little bit of warmth, but instead of blending it upwards, I'm going to kind of keep it more towards the crease itself and a little bit onto the lid. Next, I'm going to take this really pretty rosy pink shade. I'm going to just use my finger actually. This is going to be our all over lid color, so I'm going to start by just pressing that towards the inner part of my eye, just because we might darken up the outer third later, so I'm just going to press that on the inner half of the eye. I'm just going to go back into my fluffy brush and just make sure my crease is nice and blended. There's no harsh, start and stop points from that shimmer shade into the crease. Next, I'm going to go into this shade right here to deepen up the outer crease. I'm going to start out by pressing that into the corner of my eye right here, the outer corner, and blending it up into the crease. I'm just going to keep adding more until it's as dark as I would like it to be. Keep in mind that even though this is going to be a soft look, you do want to kind of have a little bit of definition for photos and things like that, so don't be afraid to go a little bit more deep with dark tones than you would normally, because in photos they will look slightly washed out, so that's something to keep in mind. I'm just going to take that same fluffy brush and kind of blend all the harsh edges, or just make sure that there aren't any harsh edges, I guess. And don't worry too much about getting it over here because we will clean that up with a makeup wipe. I'm actually going to go into this rose gold shade right here, which is next to the one we used before, and I'm just going to intensify the sparkle a little bit. But we're going to focus this shade kind of on the center of the lid, blending it over top of those two shadows that we already have. And again, just making sure to blend that through the crease. So if you want to, you could just leave it at this. I'm going to make a really soft liner. Because this is a soft romantic look, I don't want to use black, but at the same time I do want my upper lash line to look more defined, and also it will make your lashes look more thick and full. I'm going to go ahead and hop into this shade right here. I'm going to take a wet angled brush. I'm going to go into that color and then just kind of lightly define my lash line. If you want to, you could do a wing. I think I'm going to wing it out slightly, but I'm not going to do anything dramatic because again, this is a really soft makeup look. The best part about using shadows as eyeliners is if you mess up or if your line isn't perfect, all you need to do is just blend it out a little bit and it looks like it was purposefully done. So I'm just here to kind of like show you guys ideas. You do not need to copy this exactly. You do not need the exact products. Just take inspiration from it and just kind of tweak it and make it your own. That's the fun part about makeup. Next, let's go into this L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black Mascara. You could get a waterproof version if it's going to be hot outside. I don't have one on hand, but just get your favorite mascara in the waterproof version. They have a lot of great ones at the drugstore. I'm just going to go ahead and apply 2 coats to the top lashes. So now I'm just going to take one of my makeup wipes. This is my Neutrogena makeup wipes, and I'm just going to make sure that there was no fallout, and also clean up right here. Since it's a really subtle makeup look, you may not have that much fallout at all, but just to be safe. Okay, let's hop into the face. I'm gonna go ahead and take this Physicians Formula Mineral Wear Corrector and Primer Duo. I'm gonna take the peach and lavender one because this helps with brightening, and this is my favorite one out of the 2 that they have. I'm just gonna use my Real Technique sponge, dip directly into that, and kind of press it all over the skin. They have one that helps with redness and dark circles specifically, which I also own, but for some reason this brightening one just does a little bit more for me. I don't know, am I crazy or does it brighten like crazy? I feel like it does. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I swear it works wonders. I guess I can show you guys the green one if you're interested. If you do have redness or acne, you may be really interested in this. Obviously I have some blemishes here, so I'm going to take my sponge directly into the green side here and kind of just focus that on these areas where I'm a little bit red. For me personally, I feel like this does a little bit, it cancels it a little bit, but it's not as dramatic as the other brightening one. So now let's go into foundation. Today I'm going to use the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte. I'm in the shade 102 Shell Beige. This is a really good 24-hour foundation, so it won't budge. I'm just going to dot that all over, and I'm going to blend that out with my Aesthetica beauty sponge. Next I'm going to go into the NYX HD Studio Photogenic Concealer. I have mine in the shade Fair. This may be a little bit too light for me, but well, I actually don't mind how it looks now that it's blended out. I think it really helps to kind of brighten the look. I'm blending it down my nose in like a triangle form. I'm going to take the extras and dab it on my chin and down the center of my nose and the center of my forehead as well, just to brighten those areas. Now I'm going to hop into my L'Oreal Hydra Perfecting Loose Powder. Now I love how this powder performs. The only thing that I have not tested is like flash photography. I have no idea if there's flashback, so you may want to play it safe and go with the NYX HD powder. I know that those don't flashback, but I really loved how this performs, so maybe I'll do a little test and let you guys know down below. But I'm just going to dip my sponge directly into the powder and blend it out under my eye. Also, this powder smells like baby powder. It's kind of a strong scent, honestly, when you first apply it, but it goes away. So let's jump back into the eyes now. I'm gonna go back into this light pink shade right here just to define the lower lash line a little bit. Next, I'm gonna jump into the lightest rose gold shade that we used. I'm just gonna put that underneath the lower lash line, focusing it on the inner half. Then I'm gonna take the darker rose gold shade and I'm gonna run that on the outer half of the lower lash line. Now let's pop on some mascara on the lower lashes. I'm just going to go in with that exact same mascara. So I'm going to let that dry and then we'll clean up the mascara marks. But before I add any powder products, I wanted to go ahead and use this NYX Away We Glow liquid highlighter. I got mine in the shade Crystal Glare. And I'm just going to use that all over the outer parts of my face. I want to look really glowy and romantic and just like fairy tale-esque. So I'm going to do this before I put on any powder. I would recommend working quickly with this product. I haven't really used it before, but it seems to kind of, dang it, it seems to dry really fast, so it's kind of picking up some of my foundation. I'm going to try to wet my sponge a little bit, see if that makes a difference. Well, I'm kind of upset because that it did not blend out on top of that foundation like I wanted it to. So I'm going to take a little bit more of just a little bit of that L'Oreal foundation because it caused some separation on my nose. Point is, I would not recommend trying that on top of this foundation, and if you do, in one area at a time so that it blends out better, but we will cover it up. We all make mistakes. I'm just gonna go back into that L'Oreal powder. And now I'm going to lightly dust the entire face. Okay, really quickly, I'm just going to try to remove any mascara marks. Now I'm going to go into my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. Just gotta use products you trust on event days, you know what I mean? I'm just going to go ahead and warm up the face. We're not going to do a harsh contour at all, but you do want to bronze up your face a little bit, especially for photos. Alright, so for blush, I'm going to go in with the Butter Blush by Physicians Formula. I chose the shade Vintage Rouge. It's a really pretty romantic pink. Just going to take that on a blush brush, smile, and apply it to the apples of the cheeks and sweep it back towards the ear. When it comes to special events, I always feel like it's good to add a little more blush than you think. Obviously, you don't want to look like a clown in real life, but again, in photos, it will be washed out a little bit more. If you want, you can dust a tiny bit on your forehead, chin, a little bit across the nose, just like a tiny bit, to kind of give that like overall romantic blushing look. These blushes smell just like the bronzer, so if you guys were wondering, they smell delicious. I'm gonna go in with this Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighting powder. This is in the shade Precious Petals. It has a slight pink tinge to it, which again, I think will go really nicely with this makeup look. So just gonna pop that over where we tried to put the liquid highlight. If you don't want to be super glowy, you do not have to. I just think it fits with this like romantic princessy look. I don't know. Also, we can't forget to hop into this to highlight the inner corners. Before we do lips, I'm just going to set the complexion with the Milani Make It Dewy setting spray. If you're oily or you don't want a dewy finish, the Milani Make It Last setting spray I've heard is really good. They were sold out when I was at my Walmart, so that's why I picked up this one. But I actually really like this one, and considering the foundation underneath is a 24-hour matte foundation, I'm not super oily. I am a little in the T-zone, but for me this would work, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. For lips, I'm gonna go in with the Rimmel lip liner. This is a natural 49. If you want your look to be a little bit more matte on the lips, you could just leave it like this, but I'm going to add the Burt's Bees Tinted Lip Oil in the shade Caramel Cloud. It's a really nice nude lip oil. I'm just going to go ahead and put that on top. It looks like a lip gloss, but it doesn't feel sticky at all. And yeah, that completes the look. I hope you guys liked it. Thank you guys so much for watching this tutorial. I hope you found it helpful. I'm so excited for all of you guys who are going to prom this year. Tweet your pictures to me at Allie Gardner. I would love to see your prom makeup looks and your dresses. I just love prom or any excuse to get dressed up. I think it's so fun. So hopefully you guys found this helpful. Give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it and if you would like to see more drugstore formal tutorials here on my channel. Once again, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you all in my next video. Love you. Bye!